case. All right.
Why not?
That aside, let's take a look at our map veto to know where we're going to play. So, of course, we start up with 7. Border and Clubhouse will both be removed.
Will they want to do Villa again? Could be. Well, there goes Bank, which is, again, not a favorite. We saw a bit of it this week, surprisingly, but not normally. It's been Bank's week. Consulate, not going to be played.
Yeah, Oregon banned out and leaves us with Coastline and Villa.
So either way, should be good. I mean, Coastline's one that's good for these guys. I mean, OrgLess have played a lot of Coastline.
It's pretty good for...
There it is.
Coastline is still pretty fantastic to see. And OrgLess foregoing Villa for that.
Even more likely for a Ying ban, because even when Hungary's not playing, Ying will often get banned on this map.
Ying Monty ban. Calling it.
Possibly. I mean, Renewals is quite the bully on that Montaigne. It's not a guaranteed win or anything for him, but it's the case where, yeah, it's pretty strong.
Maybe you can learn a thing or two from Hicks and just play Fuse.
There you go. There's other shields available. I mean, we saw earlier a lot of Montaigne that just didn't work out very well for Meepy, for example. So it's not like a guaranteed thing where it's, even if you play well, he was playing it well, it's just the rest of the team wasn't playing around it well enough.
Even for Chaos, the interesting thing is that when Chaos played on Clubhouse, actually, when they played Penta, it got really close between the two. I think they edged out 3 rounds, and even the other rounds were fairly close. So the problem is when Chaos started to really bring out the Monty, it started to hurt them end of the game. And sure, you might have some rounds that you'll win, but you cannot rely on this as a strategy every single time.
Yeah. We'll see, though. I mean, Coastline is one that, as you saw, not won this season by OrgLess, but they have had a lot of history on this map. And it's been overall pretty good. It's just lack of certain operators hurting them. But let's see what you guys think, whether or not you think this is going to be a good map for OrgLess. Or not, although I guess you didn't know the map ahead of time, but a lot of confidence in OrgLess to make this happen. Chaos, unfortunately, a lot of people not feeling as much. It is got to feel good for IDK to be so far ahead of Chaos after what happened. But, no.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, one thing you were talking about the bans, I mentioned IQ and IQ with no grenades. We mentioned Ying and Monty. It's either that or it's going to be Ying and Glass banned again.
Yeah.
So
let's
we'll
see.
end the speculations. We'll head into the game and see which ops will get banned. Ladies and gentlemen, Chaos versus OrgLess on sunny Spain, sunny coastline. I would love to be back in Valencia, wouldn't you? No, you like to stay at home, don't you?
Valencia was a little warm. I'll be honest. We went from one dream hack that was too warm to another one. I loved the dream hacks, but the weather outside was a little toasty. Although it was not as humid ultimately in Valencia.
Valencia was fantastic.
Which is funny because Valencia is on the coast as well, pretty much so.
It's pretty much like my home.
There's that lion ban. Unfortunately, that was kind of to be anticipated.
So Lion Glass?
Possibly.
Lion, yeah, because now Chaos is banned. Okay, they should be banning Ying.
Yeah,
Lion Ying, which leaves Glass and Monty available.
Either way, I mean, if they leave Glass, then Rips can take advantage of that. Although he hasn't always when it's not banned, but I feel like he's a pretty good Glass. So we'll see though. Glass has been nerfed a little bit lately, so.
Yep.
Poor Hungary. Never gets to play.
Well, he got to play actually. They played Villa.
Yeah. But that was on Villa, and maybe they thought, it won't matter as much.
He didn't play that well, actually, on it.
Nope. They should have just dropped him right then.
Yep.
Just kidding.
Because that's how it works.
That's how it works. You have one bad game. You're out.
According to Twitch chat.
Get on the bench.
There you go. Mira will get banned. Not surprising at all.
Probably Echo or Maestro. I would think Maestro would be a good one for this guy.
If Chaos are going to bring... Because OrgLess is banning. So if they're expecting Chaos to bring shields...
That's true.
They might just go for an Echo... For a Maestro ban and stick to the...
Who knows? They could ban something totally random. This could just be Valkyrie again or something.
Actually, Valkyrie would make a lot of sense now. Keeping the Smoke Maestro Echo combo. Yeah, I would see a Valkyrie in this. She's been banned quite a bit on this map, but Maestro...
There it is.
Requiescat in pace, Maestro.
Whatever you said.
Rest in peace.
All right.
Never played Assassin's Creed?
No.
Oh my God.
I'll be honest. Not one for single player. Either way, they will be on defense first on OrgLess. And Crips already trying to keep things interesting, assuming he doesn't 6-pick. We are going to be starting down a kitchen rather than penthouse, which I think is generally a better bomb site at the moment, especially given the bans. We'll see, though. They're a little bit slow on their operator picks here for OrgLess. Oh, well, they're still switching around. They might have to 6-pick just because of those last-minute switches. Crips, though, may change up. We may also see a switch up from Rips if he's not actually going to stick that. Nope, it's actually going to be... There's renewals on that Montaigne.
Oh, boy.
There we go. Let it begin. We'll see, though. They do have a Legion at least to help with that. Unfortunately, 6-picking off the Echo may make Montaigne a little bit stronger, but Para wants to go on that roam. We've seen in the past OrgLess really struggle on roaming on this, even with 3-man roam, just end up losing all of them. And let's hope that's not the case. Let's hope they've got a little bit better roam this time going on.
I mean, we talked a lot about the Finka plus shield combo. Obviously, Blitz and even Fuse combo with it a lot better. What is this? You're not going to reinforce the whole wall? What?
No, this just wants to get a little bit of angles down that hallway,
but
fight on that L.
You're basically giving your opponents control of the lobby. If they control the lobby, they control your rotations. Who controls the spice controls the universe.
Well, the spice must flow.
Indeed.
I mean, they can guard the Lamborghini doorway to an extent and lobby from the doorway of the bathroom that you see is still open. So it's not like they're giving it all away because that gives them 2 angles towards that. So yeah, it does deny some rotation if they're trying to use it as a rotate hole to an extent. But if they've controlled it as well, However, with the Montaigne, he could just walk right up to it and say, hey guys, how's it going in this delivery here?
Yeah, and just gets information basically. And this is the thing. Finka has had a lot of changes. So we'll go through them for a second because this is the first time we get to see her in EU. Grenades, first thing. She came into the barracks for Team 6, Team Rainbow, and she stole the grenades off of IQ. Typical. There you go. Now she's got the grenades instead of IQ, who forgoes it, unfortunately. Number 2, Adrenaline Surge. Now it only lasts 10 seconds instead of 20.
Still long enough.
Yeah, you can still chain them, but still. Also, smoke canisters. If you're Adrenal Surged, then you take 1.5 damage instead of 2x damage, which means you can survive for 1.5 extra ticks of that smoke damage. So you still can't plant, but it's something to fear nonetheless. So the Monty's going to get spotted though here, IKS, but you can't really deal with him.
They do have Legion Mines, but at the same time, it's like he's going to see you throw those. But this is a very aggressive push from Renewals into this room. I mean, it's not the bomb site, but it's still like a lot of good pressure. However, a Claymore actually the one to claim a life, and then Snookin gets a second one. Again, the roam denied here. They are getting shut down. That is 3 people dead on OrgLess already at just about the 1.5-minute mark.
And there's the Finka boost. Again, Kix was talking about this. You know, when you get boosted, you still have that no recoil bonus that you get, which is another bonus of the 10-second Adrenaline Surge. However, it might throw some players off. And, you know, you practice so much to control the recoil, it might just be something that throws you off. But, you know, I don't really see it as that big of a deal.
If you practice with it well enough as well, I think you can adjust for it. It depends on the gun, as some guns may be affected a bit more than others.
Yeah, the C8 definitely will be one of those for the
Just switch the skeleton key.
Yeah, well, we'll see. 5 players still all alive for Chaos, as Hungry only have 2 left. 38 seconds on the clock. The Scripts will get taken down by Hungry, who takes a decent chunk of damage here. Grenades are going to get lobbed down as Hungry rotates back onto the site. Rips will get pushed back. The Monty not even caring. They'll have control of the lobby and control of the stock. Hungry gets shot from above as tries to find the head angle here, but the Monty just keeps moving. And of course the Roman shield, you know, Legionary Monty, we'll call him there.
4K for Snook in that round. One of them with a Claymore, so I don't want to give him too much credit, but still a very good round for him.
I will.
I feel like that's give OrgLess credit for jumping into that Claymore.
There you go.
They threw the life at him. Either way, though, good round for Snookin. And then a good round for Renewals as well, because that Montaigne lived the entire time just pushing around very, very quickly. And they're going to try Kitchen again. Got to imagine the Montaigne probably going to come out a second time, along with that Finka again. And this time, Renewals, of course, not going to hide it. Not that it was a big secret that he plays that.
No.
So OrgLess already a bit on the back foot, unfortunately, just due to lack of coordination in terms of fighting that Monty. Now, if you see that Monty and you know he's coming, work together, guys. That's what's not happening here.
All right, well, that makes sense why the Echo would be played now, but hey, what do I know? Paris gonna switch it away to the Vigil, and we'll see how this works out for them because they're gonna play Kitchen again.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it was a pretty solid attack for the most part all around, but some of that was due to just losing too many people too early. The Monty did a good job with that roam clear, though, pushing around and actually figuring out where they were all at, which is a big part of what he does. He pushes around securely. He has good
He's a bully.
Yeah, I mean, and they drone for him very well, too. They make sure that he's not going to get flanked when he's pushing around, clearing those roamers. But it's the thing, so when you push roamers with the drones, that doesn't always push them off. They just shoot the drone and then hide some more.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even change positions. Whereas if you drone and push with a Monty, they've got to move. They cannot stick that position. They cannot hold it because he's going to slowly push and aggress on them because they have to watch him. They can't just turn around for too long and ignore him like you can necessarily a drone that you've shot. And so the combination of the two, I think, is working out very well for them. Plus, I suppose they get boosted, which, I mean, his ADS time will be sped up a little bit. I don't think that will affect how he extends or de-extends his shield,
no,
but he will be able to ADS a little bit quicker.
Exactly. I think they did tone it down. I think it was at 40% extra speed. Now it's down to 25 or 30%. Not sure.
Either way, though, it's still a boost. It still gets
pretty
boosted
fast.
ADS, yeah.
And obviously, you still block all projectiles once you're bringing that shield down. So you have to really predict what's happening before you can deal with the Monty if you're up close and personal. And usually there's somebody to support them.
Yeah, in this case, they should know about the Monty this time because it was shown. I mean, yeah, they could have 6-pick from it, but they should assume that they're probably going to play it again. Fortunately, a failed grenade throw from secretly shaking it off. Well, there's that Monty. You're not going to do a whole lot from that range against Monty there, unfortunately.
No, not even up close.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could hope he's going to ADS, but he hasn't really been doing that. He's not the one to overly ADS, and I think that's part of why Renewals is successful. He's only going to ADS if he really feels like it's necessary. There is 2 in here now, though, so Para and KS can work together to fight Renewals, but there will also be some flank action potentially from Secretly, who is a very, very good bucket player outside of that grenade throw.
The thing is, you really need to be watching the angle behind the Monty and not the Monty himself, because he's basically just there to bait you into opening fire into him until there's somebody behind him to help out. Secretly will get one. Ace is trying to contest, and that is secretly removed as he drops in. Wow! Aces with a 180! Renewals will go down, and there you go. You try to ADS, you die.
Definitely well played by him, and that definitely could have saved this round already, as the buck off the board, definitely good, and then of course the Monty was a big problem last time. They still have the Finka boost to go with, but the other 2 operators are more support operators from Thermite and Thatcher, not that they're not useful, as Red Groove does get a kill and Crips follows that up. So we could also see some more from Snook and Hungry try and fight back as best as he can.
Yeah, he will rotate into the bathroom as you see hole being opened up from the lobby. The Thermite of Red Groove will open things up, but there you go. C4 and will connect. Crips is down and out. Leaves it in a 2v2. Back. The MP is going to get thrown up as Hungry will start using his gas canisters. Red Groove still has an exothermic charge to use, but he can't really get that done because there is, quote-unquote, a rotation hole from the stock kitchen leading into the lobby. You see Red Groove passing by the Lamborghini as he sets up in what I want to call the Zephyr spot now by the drone hole. Just goes in to open up the pantry. That's why a lot of teams will run a Frost to counter these sorts of last-minute pushes. Rips setting up his UMP up close and personal, and that's Hungry with the UMP with a second. Rips on Red Groove to clean it up. The shotgun, beautiful play up close. Set it up, shut him down.
Definitely a much better round for them that time. I got to give a lot of credit, of course, to Aces because, I mean, yeah, you got another kill before that, but getting the kill onto Renewals, yeah, that 180 no scope was definitely exactly what they needed that round. And I was just talking about how Renewals wasn't overly ADSing, and to be fair, that was not an over ADS because he was just trying to shoot Aces in the back, but it wasn't fatal enough, and Aces was ready to make that spin, and ultimately worked out against Renewals. However, that was still a decent round for Chaos. They managed to play it to the end. They just ran out of time. And like I said, the 2 operators that were left didn't have a lot of utility to necessarily work in their favor. They, of course, defending the kitchen successfully means they've got to switch, but they're not going to go to Penthouse just yet. They're instead going to go to Bar and stay downstairs. There's a little 6-pick there to Castle.
all right, obviously the bar is very good site for castle. In general, if there's a map that really lends itself to castle play, it's Coastline. A border as well is one of those strong maps for castle, but you can't put yourself in the mindset of, yeah, I have a castle barricade there, and just never think about being pushed from that angle, because Zofia has big pick rate. However, Chaos are not bringing her here at all. They're still going for the Finka.
Well, this is definitely one that Monty could be useful. For example, pushing into that door to bait out smokes on the actual bar itself on Sunrise, and get themselves a better position and try and even crossfire from the window while people are trying to fight that. Monty's standing in the doorway, but of course we've seen Renewals also use that Monty a lot for roam clear first. So there's a chance he'll be kind of scooting around the map first to make sure that it's clear and try and take out those roamers before fighting the bar itself. Well, it depends on time management, whether or not that's something they can accomplish, and of course whether or not they're doing a good job finding and isolating those roamers. We'll see how that goes.
Alright, Red Groove will spawn in on the ruins. You hear the Monty shuffling back and forth as well with that massive shield in front of him. Secretly watching out for any potential runouts, because we have seen those runouts happen actually in the past couple weeks. So
there's one thing defenders can use on this particular bomb site. Now the castle barricade, making it less likely we're going to see a jump out right there, but Grenade's going to open it, and that means they could potentially use that later to jump out on them. And you see the castle unfortunately caught off guard by it. Great play by Secretly.
Yeah, KS not fast enough on the flick. Of course, grenade being timed almost perfectly there. Will open things up in this round. OrgLess on the back foot yet again. And looking at the history of Chaos in the past few weeks of the season, once they acquire a player lead in the round, they tend to just follow up and take the win after it.
Well, it's because in theory they're down a man by having one player on Monty. Once that's equalized up, they're definitely using that Monty just in that much more of a powerful fashion.
And the flank cannot be effectively used against them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, assuming we don't see the level of coordination we saw from OrgLess last time in fighting Monty. However, they're going to scoot a lot of them back to site instead, which just gives Monty the advantage in being able to make sure the rest of the rest of the map rather is clear. Hungry already expanding gas canisters, but at least there's an Echo to help.
Secretly sprays into the blue bar. You won't be finding anybody there. Ace is on half health, and he is by the toilets. Tries to contest the main lobby. He'll hear Thatcher opening up here as go for the reload, and Snooken will set up his Claymore. Oh no. Snooken is still alive, and he'll run up. Ace is unable to land the shot. And that's Snooken now still alive. The Claymore is set to look into those servers. So camera room, and he's just watching. He knows where it's coming from. There you go. Both the Claymore and the drone will get shot down. He's still here, the MP5 SD tapping away. 40 seconds on the clock.
They're going to have to make this push happen soon. At least they have the adrenaline boost to help with that, but the fact that they've only killed one player on the defense so far, and a Smoke and an Echo are both left alive, although albeit with one smoke canister at most, still looking good. This is the door I was expecting to see Renewals in earlier, but like I said, they're going to go, of course, clear out roamers first. 25 seconds though, and the kills start to come out from OrgLess.
Yeah, they land instantly into the hands of OrgLess, but there you go. Boost on the Finka will work. There's still the Monty in here as they try to push him away. Para will land the shot as Renewals is the last man alive. They'll try to ADS to fight against the bar, but Para's low on health. He can actually win this here, but Renewals still takes damage. Hipfire will connect with one. Not enough time though for the second, and Hungry wisely will stand behind the blue bar and just waste time as the Monty just runs on in. All it took there was one bullet to the Hipfire. Definitely worked out with the P9. Round number 2 will be put on the board for OrgLess. Puts us on round 4 of this first half.
Now I got to credit OrgLess on that round 2. Yeah, they pulled back the site and weren't able to get a lot of kills early on, but the fact that they did so and didn't die meant that when it came down to the end, I mean, of course, they still had to spend their time clearing the rest of the map and making sure that it was clear before the push. But because they hadn't gotten a lot of kills, it was a little bit harder for them to set up for an actual push. And it made it a situation where they were able to actually play the time disadvantage against the push from Chaos and get everyone surrounding Monty. So yeah, Monty is strong there, but the fact that Monty had to push into the room meant that he was then exposing people behind him and was not able to effectively guard them to go for peeks. And he himself was actually disabled a little bit by the smoke because he didn't have full line of sight into a lot of areas of the room. Gave OrgLess the chance to get some of those trades back. And it just seemed like the top-down control didn't work into a lot of kills necessarily for Chaos.
And that's the thing. When we mention the setup, when you're just talking about the Monty setup, it's a similar thing with Echo. You know, Echo in a 1v3 is very, very difficult compared to 1v2. 1v2 is doable, especially now with 2 yokais. 1v3, much more complicated, of course, having to juggle through everything. And it's a similar thing. You need people to kind of support you in those clutch moments when you have over 2 people on the opposite side. And of course, the Monty alone, he could spray, but you know, unless you're low on health, which was the case for the Sunrise bar, you're not really going to be able to do much with it. And it's a good thing he was running the P9 and not the revolver.
That's true. But he wants the speed of fire as well as not having to reload as often, because when he ADSs, doesn't want to have to spend that time reloading, so I can appreciate that. Nonetheless, though, having 2 defensive sites in a row now means they have to go to their third, which is finally going to be this penthouse bomb site. This might be one that Monty is a little more practiced in attacking, though. So we could see this be a bit more effective, as, for example, he can be pushing onto the door from Hall of Fame and get a pretty good position there.
But that's the thing. The push on that door can be halted very easily from the Valkyrie with the C4.
Yeah, in theory, but of course Monty does do a bit of blocking of that for himself, at least.
From below.
Oh, from below, yeah. Definitely a possibility. But secretly, already with a nice kill. Unfortunately, KS dying again to secretly is definitely not good.
So different from KS than we've seen in the Paris Major qualifiers. He was always topping the board. This time, it's not really the case, to say the least. Aces will have to fall back, as Renewals will have a Guine stuck in his foot for just a second. That really must hurt. And Aces just setting up some extra Guines. Have the yokai, and Pera will be able to push the yokai back, as the Monty will have to lock into him. And there are angles to deal with. So there you go. At least OrgLess trying to play against the Monty, but the second yokai will get taken down.
Nicely done, and that is of course going to force Pera to have to use his gun instead. At least he's got the MP5, I imagine. Renewals at least at half health. This is somewhat good for the defenders, of course, which still have smoke left to be able to try and deny, along with at least 1 C4 potentially from Rips if it hasn't already been used, and some goo mines. Yeah, he still has a C4, of course, so that's good. 1 grenade, though, left in the hands of Buck, along with some smoke canisters from Monty. Means they have some utility for this push as well. And you see an ADS, at least 1 still alive in the Hall of Fame door area.
You see Legion creeping up into the Hall of Fame, and there's Legion secretly watching already. And no, yeah, there we go. He's going to go down. 3 kills in a row for OrgLess, and suddenly they're in the lead. Kripp still has 1 adrenal charge, and as he uses it, he'll get shot down. Red Groove moving in, as he still has a few seconds of that adrenal charge available, but it goes away in the instant it does. Aces to peek from the hallway and get the headshot. Round number 4 going the way of OrgLess to put them up on 3-1. A great start for Chaos in every single round, and then suddenly it just turns the way of OrgLess.
Well, it seems like OrgLess are doing to the boosted attackers what BattlEye's been doing to boosted players.
Deleting them. Well,
absolutely.
Giving them a 15-week ban, a 15-day ban.
Yeah, maybe not quite that harsh here, but still a pretty good shutdown. Now they can finally go back to kitchen for their last defense again, as they played both bar and penthouse successfully. So coming out pretty good here. 3-1 situation. We were a little worried after that first round for OrgLess, but they seem to have figured it out now. In Renewals, not quite as effective as he once was.
Yeah, just hope that they don't reset the stats here.
Yeah. Well, he was, I guess, only good. The only time he was successful in terms of helping make the round win was the 1 round when he 6-picked to it. So instead, he 6-pick off of it.
Makes a lot of sense. Honestly,
surprise.
You get so predictable with that. It makes a lot more sense because they were forcing that Monty. It didn't work out for them, especially in the last round. You know what? Just bring the Doki and fight against those roamers.
Now, the only problem I have with this, though, is we know Red Groove is so good on Dokkaebi.
Oh, yes.
I hope Renewals is at least as good.
It's a pretty high bar.
Uh-huh. We'll see, though. Snookin's been doing pretty decent. Secretly also gotten quite a few good kills. Crips just trying to boost everyone, has managed to get a few as well, but...
You speak about boost. SMG 12 or even the Mark 14 nano boosted?
Oh, they're nuts. And
literally no recoil.
And that's the thing is, like, now that they're bringing Dokkaebi this time, that gun does, like you said, just get pretty well boosted by that. And I think you can play a bit more aggressive with it because the ADS time as well is pretty fast. Although the ADS time not as fast now means it won't be as strong, but still a pretty strong gun with the nerf or the diminished recoil. And this is one of those few guns where I'd say the diminished recoil might help if you can get used to it pretty quickly, because that gun does have a little bit of an odd jump to it.
Oh, there we go, the run up from Para.
Interesting run.
I mean, he basically timed it. He opened up to come in from below, and the instant he timed it correctly, because 5 seconds after the start of the action phase, drones will be sent flying into that balcony. So that's why he used the ERC a second before it. So he wasn't spotted. There was nobody in there, but still, everything was timed well. I think this can come back and be used again.
Well, Para's played a lot of Vigil, so that makes sense that he would have that timing down. We'll see if this attacker lineup can do a little bit better on this bomb site now, though. Now that they're not depending on Monty as much. Although, Legion doing a good job getting some goos and some feet here.
There's 2 ticks on to renewals. So he'll be brought down to 75 health. And you see, of course, the Dokkaebi, the 6th pick off of the shield. Seems like shield or no shield, he runs into Goo Mines regardless.
Yep. Foot magnet. Unfortunately, bullets as well from Aces, who yet again shuts down renewals, and that is a good initial kill. That means phone calls will not be as much of a problem here for these roamers, who are kind of starting to stack up a bit all in one room in theater there to work together, and that is going to be a potential problem here for Crips as he gets closer and closer to fighting them.
KS moving up the spray in from Crips. Of course, the Spear 308 has practically no recoil, even without the boost. Fairly easy to control, so damage still done onto Crips as he will boost. Himself and his teammates secretly will get one. Pretty much no recoil to deal with here with that boost in play, and you can chain them one after the other.
Speaking of boost, he actually picks up secretly remotely. That's something we rarely get to see, is the fact that the boost actually picks up a downed player, so that was a great use of it and a nice demonstration.
When it's over, you have 1 health.
Yeah, that's always the downside to that, of course.
So
and there goes that 1 health. Unfortunate. Seems like the Roamer's doing a very good job stacking up this time. Para gets a second one. Now it is all down to Snookin and Crips.
Yeah, Diffuser is spotted in the back. Of course, the Goo Mine will help as Para still holding off, and Rip's trying to give him information from below. Para spraying again, and again he'll get the kill with the K1A. Now it's up to Snookin versus the 4. OrgLess looking to put the 4 rounds on the board, and that is the hatch being opened up by the Vigil to try and push back if needed. Snookin will come in with the kill, unfortunately for Para. Diffuser is going to get picked up, but at what cost? Definitely the time. 10 seconds on the clock. Rips is ready for the peak, and now that open wall will help out OrgLess. As you see, Aces getting the last kill, taking down Snookin. OrgLess 4-1 at the halfway mark.
Looking pretty good for them. Hopefully they can do as well on attack as they've been doing on defense, but either way, I like this adjustment. So we have seen OrgLess do a lot of these 3-man roams on Coastline in the past. The problem with them usually is the roamers would get isolated 1 by 1, and we saw that in the very first round. But now that they're doing this thing where they're sort of stacking up and crossfiring each other, it's actually been working very well. Some of that's due to very good plays by Para and Aces. I think between the 2 of them, they've been doing a lot of work on those roams, and they're all working together as a team. Not to mention you had the Pulse downstairs calling out the intel for the roamers, and I think that was a fantastic combination. Unfortunately, Renewals switching off to Dokkaebi didn't do a whole lot of good, and he was the first to die. Rips on Blackbeard should be fun here to see. We'll, of course, not see Hunger, but no, he's going to switch to that glass. There we go. That's what I was talking about. We'll see if he's still got it. And that's what happens when you don't ban Glass. So you ban Hungry's op, then Rips gets his. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. They're going to start on Kitchen as well for their defense. Red Groove going to 6th pick Art of Valkyrie. And we'll see if that works out for him.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Go back in, of course, now at round number 6. Chaos on the defense, and they're going to go for the Vigil as well for Renewals. And Red Groove will be playing the Valkyrie.
Bomb located by attackers.
He's been pretty much effective on any operator you give him, that's for sure.
We'll see.
So, okay, no crazy open wall on the side, but the thing is, a lot of teams will reinforce half the wall from the kitchen looking into the main hallway. Maybe we can zoom out into that, Marcio. Gonna give us a line of sight on the kitchen. Proszę. Yeah, we go down to the kitchen. One
5
floor.
seconds to
Yes,
go.
you see the wall in here, and only one side, one part of it is done.
Usually you're gonna open that up with a line of sight.
It's usually half and half.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting.
Well, they may open it up later as well, or even reinforce it later, I suppose. We'll see how they play it though. The attack at least starting to approach the delivery to start to open up the door. Get progress in towards there, pre-fire a little bit, and then work their way towards taking some penthouse control from Para. Seen a lot of Buck play on this window, both from Secretly as well as Para now. And of course, he's going to do the usual Buck thing, work his way up, probably open the hatch, shotgun some of the wall from bathroom into Hall of Fame. You know, the usual checklist for Buck on this map.
Yeah, that's for sure. Talk about that checklist for other operators such as Habana. Unfortunately, she is, well, she's not being played here, but she's not banned. Remind you that if you look up into our overlay, you'll see the operators that have been banned.
Yeah,
So
for
this
those
is an
that were
addition.
requesting that.
Yeah, we've had that addition over the past couple of days, and so far it's been working pretty darn well. Even us, we kind of remind ourselves of what's happening. Aces will come in here and get an easy shot on Secretly. Not really looking out for anybody moving in from the aquarium hallway. And that's Aces looking for the second. He'll get the second one. Crips tagged perfectly as the Jaeger will go down. Minute 40. 2 kills have already happened. Hungry, though, will go down as KS refrags instantly onto Red
Attackers
Group.
have recovered their defuse.
Huge advantage for OrgLess.
Ace has been doing a good job on this team so far. And now they've shut it down. So yeah, they've lost 1 player, but they've shut down 3 of Chaos. And this is already dangerously close to match point.
And the second Ashman, if you will, and after a lot.
You gotta, your name has to start with the same letter A. I mean, it all makes sense.
Illuminati confirmed, that's for sure. Aces coming into the billiards room. Spera is holed up in the cross angle, but Renewals will get one here on the Vigil. We'll see the cross. No! He's still alive somehow. Aces immediately drops down, though.
I like that smart play to try and finish off the kill. Unfortunately, it didn't work, but I liked the idea.
I was expecting a cross into the bar, though. But now, 47 seconds on the clock. It's a 3v2. Chaos definitely in the disadvantage. And there's still rips on the glass. We mentioned rips earlier on in pre-game analysis, and you know what? You can definitely do a lot of damage just by peeking in from the main door.
You hear that gun going off here as he's doing exactly that. Smoke could even work out in his favor as they throw the toxic gas. He'll just look right through that. Obviously, he has to stand a little further away, but nonetheless, he's definitely going to make Smoke's job much, much harder now.
Yeah, he can peek in as Aces gets one. They know where the last player is, and all they have to do is go for the plant. Snookin is holed up very close as Rips will fail in that contest. Now, Aces will not. He sticks it and gets the kill. That is Aces with fantastic bit of play. I believe the 4K at the end of the round here. Just finding everybody.
Jeez. Well, definitely been good here. Match point and only 1 point so far for Chaos. Now, of course, the lower you are on the leaderboard, you know, the more it matters that you try and get that round differential to help out when there's ties towards the top. So might as well. Obviously, you want to win as soon as possible regardless, so it's not like that's some kind of, oh, you know what we should do? We should win this round kind of mentality or anything. But nonetheless, if they close it out now, they're going to have a pretty good point advantage.
What should Chaos change in this, though?
Win faster? Or, you know, not die?
Fair enough. Fair enough,
I mean,
Devin.
they are not trading back a lot on their kills here. We're seeing, for example, we saw 3 of them die and they traded back 1. We saw the stack ups from the roamers of OrgLess working out very well because, yeah, they were losing some of them, most of the time like Chaos at the beginning, things like that, but they were able to trade those back. They had Para and Aces doing a very good job like trading back a lot of those kills and then even baiting something because no one expects 3 roamers just stacked up in a room like that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so because of that, they're able to take advantage of that and trade every kill back and usually into 2 kills. Because there's 2 people trying to pinch who they think is maybe 1 more roamer in there. Not the case, it's usually 2. And it's just, that's working very well. Whereas Chaos are just kind of trying to play it a little more individually, and it's not working out so well. I mean, at this point, they almost might as well just turtle on sight and try and fight it there, but they've got to worry about that glass. And then, of course, this is going to make things harder. Now, Ace is going to be on that Dokkaebi instead of Ash this time. Should be interesting. KS, of course, going to be playing his usual Thermite, despite the fact that he likes playing Dokkaebi.
Honestly,
10 seconds left.
Aces for me is a better Dokkaebi than KS.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a better at a lot of things right now. he's just a fantastic player all around.
It's KS, so you know that kind of makes sense. But still, when you have the option to put KS on Dokkaebi or on Thermite, when Aces is available, you just put him on the Thermite.
Not to mention KS is good Thermite.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, he's definitely someone to fear on that Thermite. So be careful.
Oh well. We'll see if they make this attack as effective. You're hearing rips just going off with that glass, and that's again why they probably should have banned it against them, but they were more concerned about Hungry. Not that they're going to get that many attack rounds from the looks of it to deal with that anyways. A lot of shots there trying to stop any utility, maybe some goo mines that might be set down there.
And the Zofia will be brought in here by OrgLess, as Hungary will be player on this op. Of course, you mentioned, hey, you're expecting them to always banging against you. Well, you know what? Just play something else. And Zofia.
This is a good replacement.
Yeah, Zofia is a great operator in general. We'll see how Hungry plays in this one. He doesn't have an ACOG placed on it, which is something that a lot of people will gravitate towards. But nonetheless, she still brings a lot of utility to, well, on the board.
Well, Rips is doing his usual thing on delivery still. Logic Bomb going to go out so they can try and clear out some of these roamers, which in this case they really need to take care of renewals because he's going to be the one playing on the Vigil, and of course that's the biggest problem when it comes to roamers to deal with. Crips is probably going to be on a roam as well, as he's going to be on Jaeger. Going to have to deal with him, but the combo of the Echo Smoke at the end is really their biggest enemy, and his second Logic Bomb coming out already, and unfortunately not leading to any kills. It's definitely slowing down OrgLess here.
He's throwing in the extra Schmont mine as the call instantly from Aces. He'll get 2 off of it. How does he do this? Allowed to just come in and now hack into the cameras. Fortunately, though, for Chaos, there's no Maestro. However, it's even worse. They have Yokais, and you can hack into those and get the info.
Let's see if Snookin can stall them out with some smoke canisters here, but it's 5 against 3. And so far, that has not been a situation in which Chaos have been excelling. At least Red Group evening out a little bit against Para, but that's not necessarily the most important operator on this attack right now.
You'll see even more holes being opened with the breaching charge. There's 30 seconds on the clock, and haven't seen the push from OrgLess come in just yet. There's no more calls available. Strips is trying to use the Zephyr angle to get somebody in the bathroom. Hungary is still upstairs. We hit the 20-second mark, and this is getting really close. Now, do they hear Reynolds coming in from the side? No, they don't. KS gets picked off. This is a 3v3 now. As Reynolds comes around from the side in the lobby, he'll lose the fight. OrgLess with the diffuser down on the floor. Why is the diffuser in the hands of the Dokkaebi? And now Rips will go for one. Cannot find the rest. Well, he downs one, but unfortunately not enough to clean all of his opponents up. And the round will go the way of Chaos, even though from start to finish it was for OrgLess. Losing those 2 players in the lobby to the Vigil
That's what I meant.
No bueno.
Had to kill Renewals earlier, had to deal with him, and that was going to be the big problem. I liked the execute from Aces on the other 2 roamers upstairs. That was fantastic. But not hunting down Renewals in time was the big problem, because when they went to execute on the site, he was going to be the one to flank them, and that's exactly what he did. Timing was excellent. It was good to see an SMG-12 versus SMG-12 fight, though. In that case, it just happened that the cover usage was better from the Vigil of Renewals. But that was just round one, and now they finally have to switch off of Kitchen, and they're going to do the exact same order here as OrgLess, and they're going to go to Bar next. But this is still match point. They're going to have to win 3 rounds in a row just to tie it, let alone no chance of winning it. Para, why would you even fake being the Glass instead of Rips? I don't know. Sometimes it's weird when they pick something that's obviously not... Well, I guess they can't see who's on it, to be fair. They can't see who's on what operator. They just see the operators. So I guess, yeah, that is not as bad as I'm making out to be.
Yeah, that's true. If you've not played custom games with the current Pro League setup, once you go into the real reveal phase, you don't see the names under the operators, who picked what. We only see them here on
Magic Spectator.
Yeah, on Magic Spectator.
Aces, 15 kills, more than double the next kills below it. Does he even need it?
He has more than literally everybody else. Chaos with a lonely one.
Yeah, yeah. Literally, if you added it together, everyone else's frags on the team, you'd still have more than them. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, good start for him. maybe part of the reason they're at 5-2 right now. I think the MVP vote a little bit rigged for this match.
Yeah, skewed in terms of pure skill. Yeah.
Either way, though,
Recovered the diffuser.
5 assists for
Attackers are
KS. We'll
heading
give
out
him
to defuse a
something.
bomb.
But going into this round on match point, yet again, Renewals is going to be on that vigil again, so they do need to, once again, focus on taking him out. It's still going to be the bottom floor, so they got to expect similar kinds of roams, although they may be a little bit more spread out throughout the map. They're going to be doing the same usual buck checklist, although it looks like it doesn't care so much about the bathroom. This time, Hungry going to be
Attackers have
still on that
located a bomb.
Zofia as well. Ace is switching back to the Ash because, well, that was the round he won before, so maybe thinking we'll put Rips on the Dokkaebi instead of Glaz. See how that works out. I guess he still has a DMR either way. Assuming he didn't go with the Boss G,
Oh god.
which we have seen once.
Yep. It's
possible.
cannon.
Yeah. It's not a terrible gun, but it's the fact that you only get 2 bullets that I think is the real downside to it. I mean, yeah, it's like a sniper shotgun, but I mean, even Glaz gets more than 2 bullets in his gun. Red Groove's Yokai, though, unfortunately spotted, as no one's really been playing IQ, but they're definitely still managing to find that Yokai either way.
Yeah, it seems like IQ not that great of a pick anymore. Who would have thought?
Well, it definitely didn't matter for Chaos as they brought Finka instead for those grenades. Unfortunately, didn't work out too great for them.
All right, Crips still hold up with the office as well to help him. Secretly, there's 2 players that are set up in here. The calls have been sent in, so Rips will hear it, but Renewals will get one on Para. Okay.
Yeah, they need to take him out. He's definitely being a big problem for them. And there we go again. Red Groove this time, though, with a nice kill. Good attempt there by Rips to finish it off. And Aces cleaning one up as well. Hungry gets one. It is falling apart, but secretly trades 2 back.
There's a minute left, and it's a 2v1, and it's all up to Aces. And you know what? If there's a player that I'd like to have on the potential save here, it is Aces. Now, goes up to turn off the phone as Aces will give away his position. The Legion will peek. Oh no, Snooken will find the headshot. Aces will go down. There's too many targets for him to focus on. And Chaos will put another round on the board.
Comeback is real here. Again, it comes down to roamers, which is, this is a map we've talked about. It has been a struggle for roamers for a while, but it feels like these 2 teams are starting to kind of figure it out to an extent in terms of how to roam properly. And that was a lot of trades back. And you were asking me, what could Chaos do differently? That right there, trade back all those kills, and that's exactly what they did, and they're winning these rounds now because they're trading better. They're covering for each other much better, or if not, they're staying alive long enough to be able to fend off once the attack actually comes with some flanks. Penthouse, though, like I said, exact same order coming out here. And so far, the round wins have gone in the exact same order. On the first 5, it was attack, defense, defense. Now it's been attack, defense, defense on the other side. However, if the trend continues, then we could see a tie situation.
Chaos need 2 more rounds to tie at 5-5, which would really upset OrgLess.
Yeah, that would make them sad and cry inside.
Yeah, sad pandas.
Either way, though, I still think there's a very good chance for OrgLess to close this out. But what will the scoreline be? Like I said, differential will help in the end, but not looking like differential is going so far their way. Rips will be back on that Glaz, though. Has decided it's still worth having. And going to put Aces back on that Dokkaebi. Still trying to figure out which is the best, for this lineup, I guess.
I'm feeling the Dokkaebi.
Well, I mean, someone playing it. They're just kind of rotating who's actually doing the job.
All right. See how Chaos set up in this one is finally they'll be playing up here in the theater and in the penthouse. Reinforce your standard walls, and Red Groove should be reinforcing both here, right?
10 seconds to insertion.
Oh. I think he's out of reinforcements.
5
Crips will
seconds to go.
set up an ADS on the inside. We'll even have sort of an angle being opened up by
Attackers
the
recover
smoke
bomb
of
diffuser.
Snooken to
Attackers must
look
locate
down
and
and
defuse a bomb.
test anybody in the kitchen, or in this case, the bathroom. And there you go. The walls will get reinforced, especially the one on that that hallway side, just because you can actually hit it from the VIP. So that's why you'll see that wall being reinforced. Look at the angle that can be used. Thank you very much. What a great observer we have.
What a fantastic
Bomb
spectator.
located by attackers.
Well, the attack going to be coming hopefully soon here. Only burned 30 seconds so far, but they're getting an idea of what the actual layout's like, even spotting the holes in the floor. So they are better prepared for this attack. And I like the drone here from Aces as well downstairs to make sure both the top and the bottom is clear, especially as those holes in the floor were spotted, so you expect someone down there. They do have secretly on that pulse, So it is very predictable for him to go down there later, so good on Aces to leave a drone there just in case when they go for the actual push to make sure they're not going to get C4'd from below. A lot of drones still coming out. Unfortunately, they are not finding renewals, and that, again, is a big problem for them.
Yeah, and maybe it'll come back to bite them, just like we saw a couple of rounds ago in that kitchen push. But again, a big part of taking control of the penthouse is to move in, make sure you control VIP plus the Hall of Fame. Renewal's going to try to make that part of the work a bit more. Oh, no.
Tap, tap.
That's the smoke. That is a huge kill. I wonder where Secretly is, though, on the pulse.
Well, they also have the red groove on that Echo to be able to help you see his Yokai in theater. He has yet to rotate it over. And Crips with a nice kill from Hookah. Definitely going to help out there in terms of now KS cannot open that wall, so they cannot play it from VIP. Secretly with another one onto Para. That means Buck down as well. Hookah been a big problem here.
Oh my God, what?
Goodbye.
Stop. Stop right there. What is that? He'll get the kill on the Jaeger. That's Crips eliminated. Just 3v3 as Secretly has taken damage. You'll see the run out to try and get the shot as Aces again. Hunger will come on up and from the back. Renewals will get shot down. Where's Secretly? Where's Secretly in the meantime? I need your C4, my friend. Chaos definitely needed. He's right
there. It is. He's coming back. They're going to have those drones, though. As long as there's enough people watching those, and the two dead players could definitely be doing that. Should not be caught off guard. But it's the Glaza who's going to be at biggest risk, because he's going to be standing still holding an angle. There's the C4.
And will not connect, unfortunately. You'll still see the rush out from below. There's no equipment except for the Yokai to be used, as Rips will use up his gas grenades or smoke grenades. There's so much time that you can use all 4 of those Yokais, and it would still not be enough to shut things out. Hungry will miss first Gishmot, not the second one, though. Red Groove rotating back on the hover drone. It has not reloaded yet. It takes 20 seconds as Rips will go for the last and Secretly will go down. OrgLess will take a very close win here as Chaos almost clawed it back. The PMM, pocket mini machine gun.
Overall, though, a very good match for Aces especially.
No.
And maybe a little closer than would have liked, but still pretty dominant, I would say, from OrgLess. They just managed to drop a few rounds here and there.
KS MVP, by the way.
Easy MVP.
Yes.
He that one kill was obviously the most important kill in the game.
Oh my God, 18 frags! What in tarnation was that?
With a name like Aces, I'm disappointed that he didn't get 5 kills every round.
Yeah, honestly.
He was working on it, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
He was trying.
So disappointing.
Well,
6-3 victory. It'll be a repeat of the game that Chaos had a couple weeks ago against Penta. So it'll be another 6-3.